All right, so the never-ending witch hunt of the 45th president of the United States continues. A Manhattan judge ruling yesterday that Donald Trump, Ivanka, and Donald Trump Jr. must all testify in New York Attorney General Letitia James's investigation into the Trump Organization. Now, they're required to comply within 21 days of the court order, and of course, New York AG Letitia James has made countless promises to take down Trump while campaigning for office. So, what do you make of this? New York Representative Lee Zeldin is here. Congressman, appreciate you being here.
It's always great to be with you, Carl.
All right, so Letitia James literally campaigned on taking down Donald Trump, said he's going to be a real pain in his expletive. So when you have this happen, what's your reaction to the fact that they're now ordered by, the Trumps are now ordered by court to go testify under oath about, well, it's kind of open-ended at this point, no?
So this investigation was actually delegitimized before it was even launched. As you have pointed out, you had the Attorney General going back to her campaign saying, hey, if you elect me, then I will go after the Trumps for some unknown crime. I don't even know what it is that I will be investigating. I will use the power of my office. This will be the highest priority to try to take down Donald Trump for anything or anyone associated with President Trump. That's not the way that people should be earning the power of positions like the Attorney General of the state of New York. And then you have other people where you know that they committed crimes and you're not getting accountability, like all of the examples of crimes committed by those, whether it's Andrew Cuomo or people in his administration and around them. So I appreciate you covering this, but this was delegitimized before it was even started.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you and I believe that because we're rational, sane human beings. But when you have somebody like Letitia James who has done this, I mean, it's like, shouldn't we live in a country where the way the justice system used to work is you would see somebody do something wrong and then you would investigate those wrongdoings. But now she's like, well, he's Donald Trump, so he must have done something wrong. So I'm going to dig and I'm going to subpoena and I'm going to do everything I can to find something that he may have done wrong, right?
Yeah, so this is 2022 while we're having this conversation, and when this election for Attorney General was going on in 2018, the first midterm of Donald Trump's presidency, there was this pledge out there to resist, oppose, impeach, and obstruct everything and anything. There still wasn't the first impeachment of President Trump yet, and people were getting elected to office, getting elected to the House of Representatives, getting elected to positions like Attorney General, where the only pledge that mattered for their base was to pledge to oppose, resist, impeach, and obstruct everything and anything. And it's the opposite of what's productive and right. And one could even argue that this is her mandate, because this was like the only issue I remember her running on. It doesn't make it right. It's still an abuse of power. But I'll tell you what, there were a whole lot of New York voters, November 2018, who said, I am voting for her to take down Donald Trump, and I don't even care what it is that you take him down for. I can't think of a single crime that he's responsible for. Yeah.
Show me the man, I'll show you the crime. I believe that was a KGB agent that said that, not an American. So that is a thing. So Trump's not the only one involved in a fight with this whole thing. CBS reports that former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo is to file a professional misconduct complaint against the New York Attorney General for selectively redacting information. I mean, this is including misleading information on Cuomo's sexual harassment report last year. Can you believe this? Someone on the other side that's supposed to be on her team is filing another misconduct?
Andrew Cuomo went down in flames last summer. It, in large part, had a lot to do with these women were coming up with serious allegations of abuse. Andrew Cuomo, he's been the type of guy, that's the way he governed, through intimidation, abuse, harassment, and it came back and it bit him. And on top of it, it was a narrative that was fitting for many Democrats because it distracted away from a nursing home policy that was deadly, a cover-up that followed that would implicate a bunch of other blue state governors as well, because they were implementing similar policies in their own state. On top of the deadly nursing home order and cover-up, you have the $5.1 million self-congratulatory book deal. He uses taxpayer-funded staff to help write it. And the testing preferential treatment to their family and friends in the administration. All these other narratives got overshadowed by the report that took Cuomo down. And now Cuomo wants to come back and run for office again.
Yeah. Real quick, I got to go to this. Biden spoke earlier about an update on Ukraine. Listen.
The fact remains, Russian troops currently have Ukraine surrounded from Belarus along the Russian border and with Ukraine to the Black Sea in the south and all of its border. You know, look, we have reason to believe the Russian forces are planning to and intend to attack Ukraine in the coming week, in the coming days. We believe that they will target Ukraine's capital, Kyiv, a city of 2.8 million innocent people. We're calling out Russia's plans loudly and repeatedly, not because we want a conflict, but because we're doing everything in our power to remove any reason that Russia may give to justify invading Ukraine and prevent them from moving.
Yeah, Congressman, I mean, he basically just said, hey, we believe wholeheartedly as the United States of America that you're going to invade, that Russia's going to invade Ukraine. And he called it out, like about 20 seconds left. What do you make of this?
For one, that's in fact possible that Russia might choose to do that. There's also the possibility that they are trying to leverage this moment to try to secure concessions from NATO, from the United States, from Ukraine. And we need to make sure that first and foremost, we're prioritizing American interests. My message to people in the Biden administration is, as you're looking in the mirror, reflecting on your day and your bandwidth, let's find more tomorrow to start talking a little bit more about our own borders. You have a whole lot of passion out of nowhere for other countries' borders.
Yeah, just concerning that we have a president that touts so much information as soon as he gets it, and like I worry about the security on a global stage. Congressman Lee Zeldin, we appreciate you joining us, sir.
Thank you, Carl.
All right.